Hi everybody, this is Leela. You can find all the information I'm going to share with you today at leelameinke.com. And most specifically, I'm sharing how to make a challenge card because I have a challenge on my Facebook page. So you can find all the instructions, all the information at leelameinke.com. So first and foremost, this is launching on July 4th. And so even though I'm not making red, white, and blue cards, I wanted to say yay you. Yay you America, thank you to you for watching, and here's just some little red, white, and blue fun for you. Happy 4th of July. We are making these cards, and again, you can find those instructions on my website, and you can find the challenge, by the way, on my Facebook page, which is Serenity Stampin' with Leela Meinke. That's Facebook, Serenity Stampin' with Leela Meinke. So the challenge is to use both sides of your designer series paper in a very specific way. And so I have two samples here showing you how to do that. And I'm using the Masterfully Made designer series paper. I don't know if you know this paper, but it is scrumptiously gorgeous. And it's so gorgeous and almost even like, I don't want to say busy, but it's like there's not a lot that you can add to it without making it too busy. I don't think so. I want to let the designer series paper be the star of the show, and I think that this sketch does exactly that. So my first thank you goes to Amy Edelson, who shared the sketch with us, and my second thanks goes to Jessica Taylor, who did a video about this a while ago. So let's go ahead and let me just show you what we're doing. We are using a card base that's 5.5 long, scored at 4 1/4, and then this length right here could be any length you choose. I chose to make that an inch. So this is 5.5, this is 5 1/4, scored at 4 1/4, and then I used the Masterfully Made dies to go ahead and cut that fun edge. The dies are pretty fun. So this is the product that goes with the designer series paper. I used that edge, and I'll use that for the sentiment label. So super fun. And then I'm using these stamps that go along with it as well. It's the Gorgeously Made. So, so that is the cardstock. Again, all the measurements on my blog. And then the designer series paper is cut to 4 inches by 5.5. Now this particular design basically covers the whole front. This design leaves a little bit of border, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So I've got my 4 by 5.5. I've got my cardstock that I've already told you those dimensions. And then the thing I want to say is to get these two adhered together, in this particular case, I did not put adhesive on the sheet. If I would have put adhesive on this sheet, I ran the risk of maybe putting it too far out here where it would be all gummy. And since this is so narrow anyway, I just took I took some glue, and on the back of it, I lined the back of that with a little bit of glue. I did give some texture to that by using the kind of the textured word stamp set. And then I tied some twine around it after it was glued. So I just kind of wanted to show it to you in action. So that's that guy, and that's the no border. And then very simply, I just stamped the sentiment. And then because the back of the designer series paper is so prominently displayed, I wanted to really kind of pull that color in so that we really, you know, just had continuity all the way around. So now I want to tell you how I did this guy. So this cardstock was 5.5, and then, so we're scoring at 4 1/4, and we only have 1/2 inch there. So this is 5.5 long way, 4 3/4 short way, and then we score it at 1/2 inch. I didn't want to leave a whole inch. Then I ran the whole piece of cardstock through an embossing folder, the Time Worn Type. So that was that. Now this guy, same 4 inches. And what I like about the 4 inches is then you can cut on the 12 and 12 and you can get 6 pieces out of piece and 12 and 12. Super efficient that way. So that's 4. And then because this has the border all the way around, it's cut to 5 1/4. So 4 by 5 1/4. So in this case, I did not put the adhesive on this part because it was so thin. I put the adhesive on the very edge of the designer series paper, and then I kind of lined it up just exactly how I wanted it. So let's say this was, that's a bad color. Let's say this was the designer series paper. I lined it up exactly 1/4 of an inch all the way around, all the way around, all the way around. I had adhesive just right on the edge there. I actually used tear and tape, and then I folded the corner over. I guess I could show you that on this guy. So let's just do it with this one. I don't have another piece of 4 inch, so we'll just do it with this guy. But basically, I just lined it up like this so that I had my 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch all the way around. And then I had my adhesive right there. Just, I used tear and tape. And then when I got it all exactly lined up, then I folded it over and I gave it a good burnish. So that was that guy. And then what else happened? So I actually ran both of these through separately. I ran them both through the embossing folder, and then I just wanted a little bit of interest. So I used the same die for the sentiment, fresh freesia. Just took some little fun twine and kind of twirling it up. I put some of the gems just all around for interest. And then that was the back side. You want to make sure, by the way, when you're doing this, that you have right side up and right side up, right? You don't want your mountains or your flowers upside down. And then such a pretty inside, and these colors go so great together that I thought I would just decorate the inside and kind of carry over. Now in this case the colors match exactly, but in this case it's the Brights family and it's just bright and colorful, and so it was fine. So so I hope that you follow along with the challenge. Again, you can find everything at lilamikey.com, all the measurements, the photos, the link to the Facebook page and everything. And I hope you join us out there in our community. Thank you. Bye-bye.